What's up, YouTube? Every single day, I have been surprised at the stance that the Young Turks are taking uh, with this whole crisis that's going on over in Israel and the Gaza Strip. I'm sure you've all heard of it by now. Um, this all started when a terrorist force attacked Israel. And now Israel, being surrounded on all sides by Muslims that want to kill them and give them death threats every day, Israel now has to respond to these terrorist attacks. And you have the Young Turks here really trying to throw dirt on that. I honestly think that Sink's opinion here is, yeah, Israel got attacked by terrorists, and then you know what? They should have just turned the other cheek. They should have just said, you know what? We're so much better than that. We forgive you for raiding Israel and let's see, also taking a bunch of women and children hostage and cutting their feet off on camera on live TV, screaming Akbar Allah or whatever the hell they say. And you guys should just turn the other cheek. Let them keep the hostages. Just tell them you forgive them. That is honestly what it looks like Sink and Anna think here. Because it's just, wow, what do you expect Israel to do? They are surrounded by all sides by Muslims that want to kill them and give them death threats every single day. In that position, if you even show one moment of weakness, they will all attack you. And that's what Sink wants them to do, apparently. Just, hey, yeah, you attacked us, and you stole a bunch of our women and children and paraded them around in the street and slaughtered them like dogs and videotaped this with all the glee for the world to see. And now, according to Sink and Anna, Israel's the bad guy. Israel's the bad guy for retaliating. Let me tell you something. If it was me, I'm sorry, but sorry, Anna, sorry, Sink, I'd have to make an example. I would have to hit them back so effing hard and make things so painful that they would never think about attacking my territory ever again. And that seems to be playing out now. And Sink and Anna are over here like, oh no, innocent people terrorists are getting killed in terrorist communities that let terror grow in their community. Look, I'm sorry, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. If you are part of a community that is raising domestic terrorists and those terrorists go do an attack and they get busted, guess who's going to get punished for that? It's not just going to be the terrorists. It's the whole rigmarole. It's going to be the whole village that raised those terrorists and trained them and gave them food, water, and shelter. Yes, all those people are going to get punished. This is why you don't support terrorist groups in your community. Right? Had some of these people from Palestine known what was going to happen, maybe somebody would have spoke up and been like, you know what, maybe that terrorist attack isn't a good idea. Maybe going over there in a hand glider to kill a bunch of innocent people and parade them around in the streets as your hostages screaming Akbar Allah isn't a good idea, because they're going to come over here and punish all of us. All of us that didn't even do anything except gave you some food and water when you needed it. Unfortunately, like I said, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And that's the downside to belonging to a terrorist organization. When the shit hits the fan, all of your loved ones, all of your terrorist community, all of the people that have supported you, they're all going to get punished for your actions. Especially if you're hitting a place like Israel that's surrounded on all sides by enemies that have to make an example of somebody that attacks them. Remember World War II? Remember Never Again? These people over in Israel, they don't have time or room for pity when they're getting attacked by terrorists, right? That's just my opinion on it, and we all knew that this was going to happen. As soon as Hamas attacked them, let me put it to you this way. This whole Hamas attack on Israel is equivalent to me walking up behind a horse, like a big-ass horse too, like, a 3,000-pound horse, and punching it in the ass cheek. I'll probably leave a little welt on that horse's leg. That horse is going to kick me in the face. It's going to break my neck. It's probably going to snap some of my ribs. I'm going to be an effing paraplegic. And that's why you don't walk up behind a horse and punch it in the ass cheek with a dumbass smile on your face thinking everything's going to be all right. That's what Hamas did. And now Hamas is getting their neck broke by a horse kick, right? Like, Israel was always going to hit you back harder, 1,000 times harder than you could ever hit them with your pathetic little terrorist attack. Anybody with half a brain should have just known that. Okay, so that's what happened. And now, every single day I see Anna and Sank here trying to take a position against the Israelis. Like it's their fault. They're being so bad and terrible now after they got terrorist attacked. Oh my goodness. Let's just see what they say. Like, yeah, the Young Turks every day now are taking like a pro-terrorist position on this. They seem to be backing the terrorist force. Let's see.
61 people, including children, have been killed in the occupied West Bank since October 7th, when Hamas launched its unprecedented surprise assault on Israel, according to the Palestinian Ministry of Health there. More than 1,250 have been injured. And just last week, armed settlers attacked an apartment, leaving 4 Palestinians dead. Here's more.
Yeah, yes. Okay, that's what's going to happen. All right? If me and all my friends got together and we attacked Canada, and then Canada sent a missile back at us, could we really be surprised? Come on.
More on that.
12-year-old Abdul Rahman can't sleep at night. His sister Rabia says he's too scared to be alone.
Yes, and for every one of him, there's also an Israeli child just like him that's scared to go to bed because they're getting attacked by terrorists. Why aren't you guys talking about that? Why are you? Why? I don't understand. I could understand if you looked at this from both sides, right? Like, you're not. You are just concentrating on this one side that happens to be responsible for the terrorist attack to begin with, and now you want to boo-hoo because people on their side are dying. Yes, it was going to happen. As soon as your terrorist force attacks somebody, children and women from that side are going to die because whoever they're attacking is going to retaliate. And we all knew this was going to happen.
His home in the village of Khusra, just south of Nablus, was attacked by Jewish settlers.
Oh,
you can see them here in this video, lobbing rocks and firing at the property, shattering the windows. Inside, the floor littered with glass.
Okay, and here's another thing too. I try to put myself in these people's position. Say I was living in Israel just minding my own damn business and Hamas attacked and one of my family members was killed. Yo, I'm going to be perfectly real with you. Part of me might just want revenge. Yeah, I might just go over there and start offing people just like you guys did to give you a taste of that. How do you like it? This is what you're doing to us. How does it feel when it happens to you? Now, I like to think that I'm smarter and have more willpower than that, but you never know. So these people that are going over there and attacking a community, for all we know, those are a bunch of people that had family members stolen by this idiot terrorist organization, and now they're just out for blood. And honestly, I can't really blame them.
Scars of bullets scraping the walls, a bleak emptiness.
I'll say this, though. If those Israelis, they're not going to take prisoners, that's for sure. They're not going to take a bunch of little Muslim kids and cut their feet off and parade them around the street yelling Allah Akbar or whatever the hell it is. They're not going to do any shit like that. That's what you guys are doing. That's what the terrorists are doing. Why are we taking sides with the terrorists, Young Turks? Why?
4 local Palestinians were killed in this attack. On the way to their funeral the following day, 2 other locals, Ibrahim and his son Ahmed Wadi, also shot dead.
Yeah, they were also shot dead, probably by a bunch of angry and sad people that also lost their family members because your side attacked first. And what are we supposed to do with this now? Every day it's going to be another pro-terrorist video from the Young Turks. They've been dropping these like every day for the past 3 or 4 days. I'm just saying.
Images of the lost plaster the walls in Khusra. Hani Ode is the mayor here. His community lives in fear, he says.
No, he's the mayor that let terrorist activities go on right under his nose. And now he's acting like it's the end of the world. How did you not see this coming, bro? You're the mayor of a town. How did you not see this coming?
Constantly attacked by Jewish settlers, and he says it's getting worse.
The situation is...
I would just like to remind everybody that if I went across the street right now to my neighbor's house and stole his children, cut one of their legs off, and paraded them around the neighborhood screaming Allah Akbar, okay? By the time I got home, that neighbor would probably be over at my house shooting my family. Okay, this is just how the world works. This is why you shouldn't go start shit with other people. I don't know. It seems very simple to me, but I guess the Young Turks just don't get it.
So bad. You can't even describe it. We're living in a devastating psychological state.
Yeah,
None of us
you're living in a devastating psychological state that your side kicked off. Imagine what the Israelis feel like.
can sleep.
Now, just to give you a few more details about the funeral killings, Hani...
Oh, speaking of, there she is. There's Anna, the anti-gun woman that carries a gun herself, but will talk shit about our gun rights and our abilities to have a gun when she has one herself.
Ode, which is Kusra's mayor, said that he had informed a member of Israel's coordinator of government activities in the territories that he was going to attend the funeral along with Ahmad and Ibrahim. Now, a few hours beforehand, the Israeli official told him to take a different route than the one they would usually take to avoid settlers in the area. But to Ode's surprise, the road to which they were diverted was filled with settlers who eventually shot and killed Ahmad and Ibrahim in their cars.
Well, they might have been looking for their children that your side stole and paraded around in the street. So maybe that's why they were there, is looking for their family members that were stolen from them. Who knows? But it is so freaking easy to pick one side of this and just be one-sided. And that is all I'm seeing from the Young Turks. I wonder why that is, Sank. I wonder why that is. That you are only repping the Muslims in this and trying to make them come out looking better than they possibly ever could. I am so sorry, but I am sick of this terrorist bullshit. Okay? And on top of that, I'm just sick of terrorists in general. Name me one other group of people that have terrorists like this. This whole Allah Akbar, I'm going to blow myself up shit. Name me one other group of people that have terrorists as stupid and crazy as that. Just completely brainwashed effing people. All right, name me one other place where there are red mosques. Red mosques in order to train children to want to kill Americans. Name me one other place where they have children's books where the children's book teaches you to kill Americans because they're white and they're stupid. Name me one other group of people that has a terrorist organization like that, and I'll name you one other group of people that deserve the same shit that's happening here. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth of it. And when the Young Turks take the terrorist side on this and try to sugarcoat everything, I'm sorry, that looks so fucking bad and stupid. Oh my goodness.
Now, Palestinians in the West Bank are increasingly worried about confrontations with some 700,000 settlers as well.
Well, they weren't worried after their side terrorist attacked them, yeah, you should be worried. You should be so worried that you should stop your own people from terrorist attacking other countries. You should stop terrorists that are amongst you. You should go report them. Like, I don't know what else to say. It's a really terrible system. I don't know how the Muslims are going to dig themselves out of it. They need to purge all of the terrorists from their communities. Well, that's hard to do when you're constantly making new terrorists every day, when families are sending their kids to these red mosques and they're being educated to be terrorists. Part of this story that they're covering right here was a 16-year-old boy got shot, and the Israelis are saying he was a terrorist. And Sink and Anna are like, oh, come on. Are you guys stupid? I'm sorry, but I fully believe that there are 16-year-old Muslim terrorists because they went to the red mosques and they were taught that you need to kill Americans. Yes, there are 16-year-old little Muslims that pick up rifles and AKs and aspire to be terrorists because that is how they are raised to be. So it does not surprise me that a 16-year-old over there got shot and they're saying that he was a terrorist. Yes, when the Israeli army comes through, all you have to do is pick up a gun and aim it at them, and you then become a terrorist. Does it surprise me that some 16-year-old kid that's raised in that environment picked up a gun or looked like a terrorist? It just wouldn't. It would not surprise me at all. How come we don't hear about the Israeli kids being terrorists? That's a good question. Are there any Israeli terrorist groups that have been hitting the Muslims? I've never, I'm sure it's went back and forth, but there's no straight up Israeli terrorist group. Not one that I'm aware of.
Well, as IDF soldiers, the latest killings come against the backdrop of a year in which the West Bank has seen a surge in settler attacks, including one that an Israeli military commander called a pogrom. As of mid-September this year, the United Nations had reported 798 settler-related incidents in the occupied territory, leading to 216 Palestinians injured. In the same period, Israeli forces killed 179 Palestinians in the West Bank.
They killed 179 Palestinians? Oh, yeah, Anna? Okay, and how many of the Israeli citizens were killed by the Muslims and by the terrorist attacks? Why aren't you mentioning that? If you're gonna pull these numbers out of your sweet ass, Anna, you better at least compare them, right? But no, we're not getting a comparison. We're just getting one number. This is what the Israelis did. They're so bad. How do you even know who those Israelis are? Right?
Yeah. So, first of all, the militant settlers in the West Bank are a scourge upon humanity.
They're a scourge upon humanity? How about the terrorist group Hamas? They're a scourge to humanity. Sank? I don't understand why you're siding with them. Are those your people or something? What? Why can't you look at this objectively from a neutral standpoint? I don't get it. I really don't get it. You're talking about some group of people being the scourge of humanity, but you're not talking about Hamas, right? They're not the scourge of humanity. They're not to blame at all here, according to Sank.
On Israel, Gaza, and the entire region. Yeah. So they're militant religious zealots that are borderline.
They're militant religious zealots. What is Hamas? Militant religious idiots? Yeah. How are you going to sit here and say that shit about anybody else, Sank, when that's literally what Hamas is? You're not mentioning that.
Lunatics.
Oh, lunatics.
And they think that
they're the lunatics. Hamas doesn't have any lunatics. And none. It's the Israelis that are defending themselves. They're the lunatics. Yeah, it's the Israelis that are tired of getting terrorist attacked. They're the lunatics. They should want to be terrorist attacked. They should enjoy this, right, Sank? Right? It's not Hamas that's the lunatics that's teaching little children to be terrorists. It's not them. It's it's the Israelis. Yeah. Okay, Sink. Wow.
God whispered in their ear that they should steal Palestinian land. And this.
Oh, what about Allah whispering in the Palestinians' ear that they should kill all of the Israelis? You're forgetting that, Sink. You are forgetting that, quite literally. My goodness, if he could at least point out right here that this is a two-sided thing, and quite possibly both sides have God or Allah whispering in their ear, telling them to kill other people. Both sides are being stupid. No, according to Sank, it's the Israelis. They're the ones that are psycho terrorists.
Somehow that brings some sort of prophecy to fruition from thousands of years ago. Total, utter lunatics.
Oh,
okay?
Yeah, they're total, utter lunatics because they're attacking the terrorists that attacked them. The terrorists that are doing the same mental gymnastics that Senk is right now to try to justify all this. That's insane to me. Bro, you are backing a terrorist organization right now. You are trying to paint them up like the victim. And god damn it, I've kept my mouth shut for the first couple of days of this shit. But this is like day 3 or 4 where the Young Turks are crapping this out. Like, what?
And they want.
By the way, I get it. They're Young Turks. But for fuck's sake, man. Come on.
Indiscriminately killing Palestinians left and right. Israeli police.
Yeah, indiscriminately, just like the Palestinians indiscriminately killed their people left and right and took some of them hostage. And I'm sorry, do we have videos of the Israeli people herding Muslims up and running around screaming Allah Akbar or the equivalent to that in their language and cutting off the feet of little kids and parading them around? Oh no, we don't have any videos like that. But, Sank, we have videos of Hamas doing the same shit. We have videos of Hamas doing exactly that. And filming it and putting it out there for the world to see, like they're so effing proud of that. How are you cool with that, Sank? You shouldn't have a goddamn thing to say at all. You just shouldn't, dude. You need to stay out of this. It makes you look so effing bad, dude. And dumb. Oh my goodness.
Israeli IDF looking, oftentimes not doing anything about it. Guys, whenever you see a story like this, and I said it in the case of Hamas, and I'm saying it now in the case of the settlers, think about if the shoe was on the other foot. So imagine.
No, I'm done, bro. I'm done. Think about if the shoe was on the other foot. Bro, it is on the other foot. The side you're representing are the terrorists. They're the ones that attacked innocent people, paraded them around in the street because they think it's their God's will. What the hell are you talking about, bro? Oh my goodness. Well, I think it's safe to say that we all know where Sank gets his paycheck from. I can't look at this any other way, bro. You want to talk about the shoe is on the other foot? Dude, this can't be real. He can't honestly feel this way. This has got to be some scripted shit. I don't understand how somebody could look at this whole situation and be so close-minded about it and just, we're going to back the terrorists because their skin looks like my skin, so we're just going to, yeah. This is absolutely terrible. I'm sick and tired of this shit to the point where, like, I'm making a recording about it. They need to stop with this crap. That's how I feel about it. I never forgot about 9/11. Right? I cannot stand terrorists like that. And you are talking about supporting a system where those terrorists are created. I'm sorry, but at this point, I don't feel bad for anything that's happening to this terrorist group. They killed a bunch of innocent people, and now they're going to get killed. And all the people that gave them aid and shelter and helped them along the way, those people are going to suffer. They're going to pay a tragic price. And this is why you don't help terrorists. This is why you should have nothing to do with terrorists. Because at the end of the day, it's only going to bring death and ruin to your own household. And people of 2023 should be smart enough to know that. That should just be common effing sense to anybody. That's where I'm going to cut it off. I think this is ridiculous. We all know what Team Sank is on, obviously. I mean, bro, like, try to make it look any more obvious. Well, hey, if the shoe is on the other foot,